everyone, welcome to another Elliott Wave Forecast video all day. My name is Eric. Today is the 8th of May, around 9:45 p.m. Eastern Times. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the world's indices. The indices, as everybody has been doing for the last few years, the traders has been picking the top of the global indices only based on looking at some intraday patterns that the indices has been presenting. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Dow Jones of real estate, which is an instrument that can be telling us a simple question, a simple answer to a question that millions of traders around the planet has been asking. Does the S&P is gonna peak? It will peak. The Dow Jones, it will peak. It will be a multi-year crash in the market. It will be an enormous correction. The indices of a value, and all of those questions. When in reality, nothing really matters. When in reality, what matters is a market that go and create bullish or bearish sequence, and the market that reach the targets, which in our systems are the blue box 85% of the time. And consequently with that, we trade a technical market, no base in fundamental or speculation in the way that the indices are of a value, and consequently they need to drop. I've been hearing that since 2011. And today, the S&P is trading around 23, 24 areas or range. Now, I got a question here. Can the S&P see 3,000 before a big correction can take place? And the answer is yes. The S&P can see the 3,000 before a decent correction to at least end the cycle from 2009 can end. Looking at the Dow Jones of real estate is very particular. Why? Because it's the only global indices, or one of the few, that it hasn't taken the peak over here in 2007. On the other hand, the S&P and most of the indices already took it, but the Dow Jones of real estate has not yet ended or taken the peak over here. Now, what can that mean if the Dow Jones takes that peak? If the Dow Jones of real estate, which is the real estate index, take that peak over here, that means that this instrument gonna trade into the 454 area. And consequently, the S&P 500 right there, which already here is the Dow Jones of real estate. Here is the S&P. Look at the 2008 peak. Look at the 2008 night. The S&P already reached the all-time 100% target, but the S&P can see 3189 area before at least this cycle can be corrective. Because listen, this is 8 or B or 1 or 2. S&P can reach 3200 or 3189, put back and make another leg to the outside before the biggest correction. But from this area can make a decent peak, a decent dip over here. If no, this or the S&P can do this from 3189. Now, the question is 3189 reachable? Absolutely. Is the S&P a sell? Absolutely no. Yes, we are within the blue box that run from the 100 to the 161. But as far as it is within that box, it can make either one of the two scenarios correction. Always bullish, remember. Now, who can determine if the S&P goes to 3189? Is the Dow Jones of real estate. If the Dow Jones real estate take the peak of 2008, which is lagging compared to the rest of the indices, I guess that if it take this peak, it's gonna go to the all-time equal legs at 453. That's gonna drive the S&P to the 31.89 area. I know that some of you guys, when you watch this video, you guys won't believe me. Guess what? With all proud in myself, I can tell you guys, when the S&P was over here and these levels, we say that it's gonna go to 22.27. Nobody believe us there. I can tell you, I know it's in that area. I know it's at equal X all-time lows, but it can't stand. And one of the clues of the extension can be the moment that the Dow Jones or real estate take this high, it's gonna drive this higher, and this one is gonna be driven higher, but this one over here. So for now, understanding the sequence and looking at the Dow Jones or real estate to open and extensions to the outside, but the S&P can reach 31.89. Absolutely, yes, it can. Selling the S&P is a good trade. Absolutely is no. Nothing suggests otherwise. The market, the bullish, the trend is bullish. It has reached the area. But if the Dow Jones take, which is pretty close, the peak of 2008, the Dow Jones of real estate goes here, and the S&P goes to 31.89. So 31.89 completely reachable in the S&P without a doubt. Consequently, no selling. Looking, this one is not that far away. If you take this high, it goes here, this one goes to 31.89. That's how we look the market in Elliott Wave forecast. When we use sequence, cycles, correlations, distribution to determine the cycles, and also we use Elliott Wave as a language for members to understand what we're seeing. This peak, time-wise, can be between 2020 2022, when this lead equal in times this lead. And that's how we see the market. If you like what we see it, if you like how we do it, take our trials and be able to understand the market for a different point of view, more up to today, not the 1930s Elliott Wave, a way in which we combine all these tools to get a better forecast. Yes, I can call this an ABC completed, but nothing has said that the peak is in place. This day, this, where the ABC can become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and all people selling the indices, they're gonna lose the money. For us, it's about the trend, about the sequence, about the cycles, about the multi-market correlation, and also the distribution of the market. Take the trials. It's a 14 days free. You won't lose anything. You don't have to pay. Just let your mind follow us and see how to see the market in 2017. Have a good night, everybody.